YouTube, it's Tone. I'm back with another one for you, right? So this one is actually interesting, and I get the inspiration from the questions that I get, and some shit I don't want to fucking take on because I don't want the fucking responsibility, cause like everybody wants help when they're in the middle of some fucked up crazy shit. The key to this whole fucking game is to get everything fucking in place before you have to deal with some bullshit, so you know exactly what's going on. You want your paperwork to speak for itself when you go into court. You don't want to have to say a fucking word. I would choose not to fucking speak to these motherfuckers at all, to be honest with you. So if I go in there, everything that we're gonna do is gonna be a transference of fucking paperwork, and it's gonna be under the penalty of perjury, and you're gonna fucking sign that shit. I'm not fucking speaking to you. I do not want to fucking speak to you, and I don't have to fucking speak to you. Put that shit on paper, put it in writing, put your ass on the fucking line, right? Period. So, when you run into issues with these fucking people, the main thing that you have to keep in mind is that they're fucking corporations. They're businesses. They're Walmart on crack. That's who the fuck you're dealing with. You're talking to a man in a black dress. What the fuck is wrong with these people? You know what I'm saying? For one, and why are you taking these people so fucking serious when literally you're talking to a man in a dress? Shit is ridiculous. So this is the thing, right? Why wouldn't you, for one, go get their fucking TIN or the EIN to prove that they're fucking corporations, for one, because you're going to need that when you go in there, because they're going to try to act like they don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're crazy. So you go in there so I would go in there with their fucking EIN, TIN, right? Proving that they're a fucking corporation. I'd go in there with Title 15, consumer protection, right? Because it fucking applies, because it's an unfair debt collection practice that they're fucking utilizing against you in order to try to fucking make claims on your fucking estate, your trust, and all that shit. They're trying to rob you, right? So, and all of them are separate entities. They're all separate corporations teaming up on you. That's a monopoly, right? That's all covered under Title 15 U.S.C. So, special appearance. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about a special appearance. Special appearance is a tool defendants can use to challenge a court's jurisdiction over them if a court does not have personal jurisdiction, or there are other errors like service of process, right? Failure to follow due process. Many states allow defendants to challenge the lawsuit without submitting to a court's jurisdiction. Normally, if the citizen were to make a general appearance, the jurisdiction issue would be waived. For federal courts in some states, a defendant does not have to make a special appearance, but they are required to challenge the given error before addressing the actual claim itself, as one would in a general appearance. Special appearance may also refer to other unique appearances by attorney or individuals, such as attorney appearing before and assigned to the case. Unique appearances, right? Keyword. So I'm going in there to make a fucking special appearance, a unique appearance, and it's not going to be under the jurisdiction of the court. It's going to be simply to seek remedy, and I'm going in there with proof that you are a fucking corporation, proof that 15 U.S.C. fucking applies here because you're fucking exercising unfair debt collection practices against everybody and forming a fucking monopoly with 5 different agents and agencies all in the same fucking room pretending to be fucking working for you and your benefit when they're maladministrating your fucking trust from the jump, pretending to be something that they're fucking not. You're the beneficiary, simple and plain. Really that simple, right? I'm doing that. I'm going in there with Title fucking 15. I'm going in there with your EIN, your fucking TIN. I'm going in there with, what else am I fucking bringing in there? EIN, TIN. You're fucking going in there with title fucking 15, and I'm going in there to prove that this is a business commercial transaction, and that I'm going in there for settlement and closure of the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept your charge for value, and I'm going to return your charge for value for settlement and closure, and you're going to use my exempt from levy, because this is a fucking tax, and you're going to discharge the matter immediately. This is what you're going to do. And what are they going to do? They're going to fucking do it. That's what the fuck they're going to do. Really that simple. So then, traverse. Some shit you don't want to fucking do. This is some shit you don't want to fucking do. Traverse is a fucking challenge. Now you're challenging their fucking whatever they're saying. You're arguing with them. Look at it like Walmart sends you a bill, right? You know you don't owe these motherfuckers money, but instead of fucking telling them that, you're arguing about the amount of the bill. You see how fucking stupid that shit is? Now you're entertaining their fucking fictitious bullshit claims from the beginning and arguing with these motherfuckers like that shit is even real. You know what I'm saying? That shit is ridiculous. So when you traverse or you start to challenge these dickheads, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna put yourself into a situation where you need an intermediate, where you need a mediator, and that's the referee, and that's the man in the black dress. You want this motherfucker deciding what happens to this fucking case, bro? A man in a black dress. I think that he's probably mentally challenged for one to begin with, because what the fuck's even going on here with that? And then you obviously have issues too, because you don't understand what the fuck's happening here, so they're gonna fucking trample you. You're gonna get fucking trampled. You're arguing with motherfuckers who don't fucking exist, for one, right? And then you're arguing about fucking facts and details that are not relevant, because the fact is you don't fucking owe them shit, right? So what I would do is just go in there, the path of least fucking resistance, and I'm going to accept your charge for value, and I'm going to return your charge for value using my exemption, right? Same way you do an A4V on any other fucking bill. Give me the original charging instrument, or we can do this verbally, and you can go ahead and write that shit down. But you get your hands on that original charging instrument, and you're going to fucking accept for value that shit like you would any other fucking bill. And they're going to go and they're going to fucking deposit that shit on their little fucking faggot-ass bank account, right? Because that's all that they want. They just want the fucking money. Or you can fucking reject that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. Get a big fucking red fucking reject stamp, right? One for their forehead and one for the paper. Boom, boom. You're both fucking rejects. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got to start understanding that you're dealing with corporations. You're dealing with mere corporations at that. As soon as they engage in the practice of exchanging money and they fucking accepting money, it doesn't matter if you were a governmental entity. At the time that you fucking decided to engage in commerce, you're a fucking corporation, bro. Right? And you're downgraded to a fucking corporation. So you're dealing with Walmart employees on fucking crack. What is a traverse? In the language of pleading, a traverse signifies a denial, thus where a defendant denies material allegations or fact in the plaintiff's declaration. He is said to traverse it, and the plea itself, thence frequently termed a traverse, Brown in criminal practice, to put off or delay the trial of an indictment till a succeeding term, more properly to deny or take issue upon a fucking indictment. So you're fucking denying it, you're fighting with them, you're arguing and shit. For what? For what? For what? Cut it the fuck out. So that's what I got for you for now. Until we meet again.